Today we're talking about onion sets. What is an onion set? Why do gardeners use them? And most of all, are these better than growing onions from seed? So if you're planning on using sets this season, this video is definitely for you. So first of all, what is an onion set? So basically, an onion set is an immature onion that was grown from seed the previous season and harvested early and stored and dried. They are dormant when you buy them. So it's kind of like a halfway point between a seed and a full mature onion. When you plant them, they'll quickly wake up and come back out of the dormant stage and they'll start growing again, and you'll skip the whole seedling stage, which means that these are pretty reliable and you get a huge head start. So onion sets are very quick and dependable. Here's a few of the main benefits on why gardeners use them. Number one, faster growth. Now, because we're starting with a partially developed bulb, we should get a harvest several weeks earlier. Number two, less fuss. And that's a big one. You don't have to start the seeds indoors or mess around with like little delicate seedlings, or, do you know what I mean? It's just much easier to start them from sets. Number three, better cold tolerance. Sets can handle the cold much better than a young seedling can. Number four, they've got a very high disease tolerance. So here are the pros and cons of using onion sets. So starting with the pros, onion sets are a lot more beginner friendly. Anyone can grow onions from sets. We should also, in theory, get a quicker harvest as we're starting with something developed. Another pro is that it's a lot less work and that these are a little bit more resistant to weather shocks. So of course, onion sets aren't perfect and they're not for everybody. Now with the cons, and one of the cons is that you can't get every single variety in sets. Sets are pretty numbered in varieties, but if you are to be growing like specific varieties, you're better off with seed than sets. Now another con is obviously the price. Sets are a lot more expensive than seeds. Now I paid, I think it was £1 for 100 grams of sets, and I'm going to count them. I'm going to see exactly how many sets I got for £1. Now I've just counted them all and there's 50 there. So 50 sets for £1. It's not too bad, but if you were to grow from seed, it would be so much cheaper. So you've got to think to yourself, you're getting 50 onions for £1. It's not too bad, not really. It's not really breaking the bank, but if you were to grow from seed, you would get so much more for your money. But when you're growing from sets, you're skipping out all that fanning on, trying to grow them from seed. So you've got to weigh up that. Would you rather go from sets or would you rather go from seed? How much time have you got to dedicate to growing onions? So sets might be for you, or if you want more bang for your buck, seeds is the way forward. Now another con is that sets are more likely to bolt, which basically means that instead of forming a nice bulb, that the onion will just grow a flower instead. Also, sometimes sets won't develop big, large onions. So if you want big, large onions, seeds is probably the way to go. So when you weigh up the pros and cons, what do you value the most? Do you value time the most? Or do you value money the most? Do you value the variety the most? Or do you value the size? That will determine whether or not seeds is better or sets. So when do you plant your sets? So there's two different types. There's the spring planted set and there's the autumn planted set, or the overwintering set it's called. And in the spring set, you plant them obviously in the spring when the soil's warmed up a bit, in like March, April time. And in the autumn set, you'll plant that around about October, and then that'll overwinter and it'll give you an earlier harvest next year. Now when you plant will depend on the variety that you choose. The ones I've bought here, them ones are radar and them ones are red winter. And these are autumn planted sets. These are meant for planting in autumn. Now how to actually plant the sets and how do you grow onions? So onions like a well-drained soil that's not too rich. Don't plant your onion set too deep. You want to just plant it deep enough so the top of the set is coming through the soil. When you're planting in your soil, you want to space them out around about 10 centimeters apart. And then between the rows, you want to space the rows out around about 25 centimeters apart. This will give the onion plenty of space to grow. All plants need water to grow, but onions don't really like too much, so only water when necessary. Now, if you've already had a bit of experience growing onions from seeds and from sets, Could you please leave a comment and tell me what you think? Do you think that onions are better grown from seeds, or do you think they're better grown from sets? I would love to know what you guys think. It was more experience to me, and that'll help people who's watching the video read the comments. And if I've even went wrong anywhere, to correct us where I'm wrong and put in the comments what you think. So that's basically everything you need to know about growing onions from sets. I really hope that you found this video helpful. And if you have, please like and subscribe, because it means so much to the channel, and it helps me in ways that you couldn't imagine. And if you are growing onions from sets, good luck. See you next time.